In Python, everything is an object. Each object in Python carries three important pieces of information: the reference count, type, and value. The type defines what kind of object is it, such as is it int, float, or list. Value represents the actual data stored inside that object. The reference count defines how many names or containers are pointing to this object. Now here's a key difference from the languages like C or C++. In a C++, a variable like, for example, x directly owns a specific memory location. The data 2337, for example, is stored right in that slot. But in Python, things work slightly differently. When you write x is equals to 2337, the Python interpreter creates an integer object that owns the memory for the value 2337. The name x doesn't own that memory, it simply points to the object. So instead of x owning the block of memory where 2337 resides, the object itself owns the memory. The name x is just a reference, a label to that object. The interpreter tracks how many names point to that object using a reference count. When no names or structures refer to it anymore, Python's garbage collector frees that memory automatically. So reference count increases when another name points to the same object. One of the first things you will notice when moving from C++ to Python is that you do not need to declare variables before using them. In C++, you must define the type before assigning a value. For example, int x is equals to 10 or float y is equals to 5.5. But in Python, a variable is created automatically when you assign a value. You simply write x is equals to 10 or y is equals to 5.5. Python figures out the data type based on the value you assign, and this is called dynamic typing. Once the variables are created, you can easily display them using the print function, for example print x, and these functions as shown on the screen. So the print function sends output to the screen. It can show text, numbers, or even expressions all at once.